If you have done something to harm your partner, either in the form of physical or emotional abuse, most of the attention is understandably going to be focused on your actions. However, I want to acknowledge that you may also be a victim of hurtful and unfair treatment. In fact, you may have a unique list of wrongs you've suffered. When these injustices happen to any of us, we become, by definition, a victim. The truth is, however, feeling like a victim too much of the time is not good for us because it prevents us from doing the work we need to do to make our lives better. Hi, I'm Michael Clark with the Ananias Foundation, and in this video, we're going to talk about what happens when we focus too much on the wrongs, real or perceived, that have been done to us. We'll look at how feeling like a victim can keep us stuck and how to get unstuck from that unhelpful mindset. If you want to stop causing harm in your relationships, you're on the right path. This is Journey of Change, a video series to help you become the safe, loving partner you were meant to be. Even if you have done something to hurt your partner, a truth that is often overlooked is you may also be a victim of mistreatment and unfair circumstances. In fact, you may be able to cite a whole list of legitimate wrongs you've suffered. For one, your partner may have said or done hurtful things to you. Two wrongs don't make a right. For another, society often makes unfair assumptions about domestic violence offenders, totally ignoring your good qualities, which then get reflected in their judgmental and disrespectful dealings with you. Third, the legal system is flawed and might not treat you or your case fairly. That stinks. Finally, your friends, family, and partner may maintain the conflict and issues are all your fault, even though that's seldom accurate. Now, that's a lot of potential for you to experience hurtful and unfair treatment. Let me make an unpopular statement. Not everything in life is fair. It's okay and appropriate to feel angry when we've been disrespected or treated unjustly. But focusing too much on wrongs done to you can hold you back from making positive and necessary changes. What happens when we internalize our feelings of being wronged, it leads us to brooding, indignation, and depression. The more we think about it, the more intensifies our pain. You and I end up making ourselves needlessly miserable when we sulk. We may also see our circumstances as externally caused. In other words, someone else's fault. That can lead us into trying to change them, which doesn't work, or trying to seek vengeance. Now, becoming aggressive or even passive-aggressive toward others just harms our relationship with them and it deepens our problems. But the worst part of feeling like a victim is it keeps us stuck. By focusing on what happened, we don't have our eyes on opportunities to move forward. Our life doesn't get better when we wait for someone else to fix the problem. So, as you are working to stop your violent and abusive behaviors, how do you stay out of victimville? It's an important question because whatever time we spend there is wasted. It slows down our efforts to change and it delays the start of a better life. The answer to stop being a victim is to use adaptive responses. Let me share some adaptive response strategies with you, and I think you'll see what I mean. Let's start by recognizing it's often our inner voice that causes us to feel like a victim. Thoughts that say, my partner should love and respect me, or the world should be fair, sound reasonable, but these are good examples. They're absolute words like should, must, have to, never, or always. And these are distorted words or untrue thoughts. They're words that lead us into seeing ourselves as victims. So, the first adaptive response strategy is to challenge those distorted thoughts. The problem with absolute words is that they are seldom true. Recognize thoughts containing absolute words as distorted thoughts, then challenge them. Finding the exception frees us from feeling like we must act to correct many situations. Now, what do I mean when I say challenge them? It's thinking of examples where our absolute words are not true. Take, for example, the thought, my partner should love and respect me. A more truthful and accurate statement would be, even though my partner likes and loves me, they may still occasionally act like they don't. This more flexible view of reality leads us to see there is no need to pressure our partner into behaving differently when they're upset with us. We can see them expressing their frustrations as a temporary thing, part of the times where they aren't necessarily going to act sweet and kind. A second problem with feeling like a victim is it leaves us feeling powerless. When that happens, we miss opportunities to make things better. The key is not whether we have been victimized, but what course of action we choose when we are. What can we do when we face an injustice? One strategy that might help is to accept that the world isn't always fair. And right now, we're facing one of those situations. Acknowledge that injustice exists. However, also recognize you are not the only one that injustices happen to. The cosmos and other people are not necessarily out to get you. This may sound harsh, but I say it to help. None of us are entitled to anything in this world. Get over it and get on with your life. Often, it's more work to stop the injustice than to just move on. We all have a limited amount of energy to fight battles, so we might as well focus and fight the ones we can win. All the time we spend focusing on the unfairness of something distracts us from our mission to heal and grow. Instead, accept that you feel angry, but then act on your values. Choose to do constructive, ethical things rather than ones that will limit you. Focus on becoming the best version of you that you can be. When we are feeling like a victim, we convince ourselves that we are powerless over our circumstances. That's almost never true. So, how do we get out of this mindset? Brainstorm how you can improve the situation. Write a list of the ways that you can change whatever you face, ways that don't involve controlling anyone else. Then, get busy implementing your plan. The suggestions I just covered are straightforward ways to stop feeling like a victim. But there are also a few counterintuitive ones to consider too. One is to help other people or causes. When we're in victim mentality, we hyper-focus on ourselves, which just amplifies our pain. By volunteering, we break the poor me cycle and can feel good about ourselves for our generosity. Another way is to practice gratitude. Similar to helping others, gratitude flips our concern about our suffering to the good things that we enjoy. Often, we're surprised at how many blessings we have once we turn our attention there. Feeling blessed and grateful gives us energy and motivation to pursue those constructive acts that make our life better. Still another way, and I'll admit this one stretches even me, is to practice empathetic listening. Empathetic listening is listening to other people, stepping into their shoes, and seeing if we can relate to what they're saying. If you lived their life and experienced what they have experienced, would you think and feel what they are feeling? This is particularly hard to do when that person is someone you feel wronged you, but it's still worth trying. Now, finally, choose to forgive. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Feeling like a victim keeps us stuck, and we're the only ones who suffer. Life is not much fun in Victimville. By seeing that we are residing there, making a decision to change, and applying these new adaptive response strategies, I hope you can break free from that mentality so your growth returns and your life gets better. I'm Michael Clark with the Ananias Foundation, and I hope you found this discussion about the problems of remaining a victim and the techniques to leave that state to be helpful. Take care, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks for joining me today. I'm honored to be on this journey of change with you, and I hope I've helped you in some way. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. We'd love to hear from you. Also, be sure to hit the like button, share this with others who might find it helpful, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our future videos. For more resources, head to our website, ananiasfoundation.org. Until next time, take care and remember, change is possible.